How low can you go?
Welcome to Gia's World. Welcome to my mayhem, and I'm going to do a quick review of the season premiere of Being Mary Jane. Premiere tonight, 10 p.m. on BET, Black Entertainment Network Television, at 10 p.m. And here goes my quick review. First of all, it starts off with her, after she had left David's house from the previous season, and she comes back home, and I don't know, did she feed her fish and then throw the fish tank out of the window or what? Let me know in the comment box below. But she got angry and threw it out there. And basically this whole episode is about her and how she misses David, and she wants to know why David has chosen to be with a white woman and have a child with a white woman and potentially marry a white woman. And she just feels like she's being left behind, and she loved David, but she didn't know, her actions weren't really clear. So, all this mayhem. And I'm just kind of sitting here on Twitter, just tweeting away and confused the entire show. But, I'm just going to say this. Speaking as an African-American woman, a black female, I really feel like a lot of women, a lot of black women, and some men as well, we waste all of our time focused on when we're going to get married, when we're going to have kids, instead of just living your life and having a good time. Because when you go out here looking for love, that's when you find yourself in bad situations. Because when you're actively searching and looking and basically desperate, you will date any and everything just to say you have a man or a woman. And then you'll end up, SOL, shit out of luck. I mean, really. So let love find you. But anyways, back to Being Mary Jane. So then she has this dinner party. And, all her friends and colleagues are over. They're eating and drinking and having a ball, discussing everything from religion to community building and group economics, which comes into play when her brother comes in. And he's basically like, back in the day, one would get an education, get a degree, and actually have access to upward mobility and having a middle class to upper class lifestyle. Where in today's time, it's just not like that, which I can totally identify and agree with what Mary Jane's brother was saying, because I have 3 degrees and I'm living in poverty, basically. I only make $9,000 a year. So, but anyways, they ended up getting into an argument. And Mary Jane's like, well, what about our other brother who graduated from Morehouse, but he's working, protecting trailers, and she's just angry and upset and fed up. And yeah, she does throw the fish tank through the door, through the window. I mean, talk about anger. But she's, she's all upset and angry and just going there. And then she goes into, and what do you do? All you do is jack off and live at home with mom and dad. And what are you doing with your life? And, when people are drunk, people speak the truth. They speak how they really feel. And then her brother kind of kills her in front of her friends. He's like, you know what? You just mad because David left you for a white girl. And I feel like in the black community, that is one of the shut it down. Like when someone says something like that, it just shuts it down. And then it goes from there, and then from that part, in the episode is where things just go drastically downhill. Then she ends up getting in an argument with another one of her friends, which leads to, the dinner party ending. She goes to sleep, she wakes up, and she peed in the bed. I mean, she may be pregnant. Rumor is Mary Jane is pregnant. Who knows? Because if you remember last season, it left off with her doing a pregnancy test, and then she had kept somebody's sperm in her refrigerator to last season. So anyways, so all this is going on, and then she's still thinking about David. She misses David. She wants him. She's sitting over here calling. You know how when people, I used to do this when I was like a little kid, high school, middle school. You would call a person, they would pick up, you would hear them saying hello, hello. Well, in this episode, David's like, hello, hello, Mary Jane, is that you? And she's just like not doing anything but drinking wine and bouncing her niece. And I'm just like, really? How old are you, Mary Jane, to be doing that? Towards the end of the episode, well, okay, then you get to her niece. And she's basically, you know, 2 kids from 2 different men living at home with Mary Jane's parents. And Mary Jane's mother pretty much goes off on her. Because she has her godmother, which is her friend, over. And she comes out, the grandmother comes out, you know, you didn't ask for so-and-so to come over, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. And then the girl gets upset, you know, you're embarrassing me, Granny, that's not right, you're disrespecting me, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, Grandma pretty much lays it in on her, you know, lets her know, I mean, what have you done with your life? You have 2 kids from 2 different people, you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of those kids, you need to stop making dumbass decisions to get your life together. And, you know, the girl feels that her grandmother is disrespecting her and talking down to her. And she's stating how she's going to go back to nursing school and get her CNA and work from there. And then her grandmother's like, right, and so what are you going to do until then? You know what I mean? Like, what is your next move? Which, once again, speaking as an African American, speaking as a black woman, I totally get where grandmother's coming from, because it is so many times in the black community, particularly, because I'm speaking from my viewpoint, and from the show's viewpoint, where you have all these young black women who are having unprotected sex and having kids they can't take care of, and then you got all these men who don't want to take care of their kids, don't want nothing to do with their kids, don't even want to be fathers or mothers. So you basically have this nasty cesspool of sperm donors and egg donors. So I can see where Granny was coming at. And then it goes back to, you know, the girl, she ends up going over to Mary Jane's house. Mary Jane is pretty much the successful black woman who has all the money, has the career. However, she's lonely. She doesn't have the love life. She doesn't have a husband. She's not in a relationship. She wants to have children. She wants to have family. And that's basically what this whole episode was about, is how she misses David. And then at the end, David comes over, you know, because her friends are so sick and tired of Mary Jane asking about David and how's he doing and why is he with the white girl and all this other mess. So he ends up coming over, and, you know, they're talking about, you know, how she misses him. And, well, and then she asks, well, why are you really with her? Are you with her because of the kid? Are you with her because you love her? Why are you with her? And he goes on to basically say he's really with her for the child, and he wants to raise his child in a 2-parent household. He doesn't want to be the weekend father or the holiday father. He wants to be in his child's life. And then from there, it goes into like a huge steamy makeout session that goes nowhere because she stops it. And she's like, you know what? That could have been our baby. It should have been our baby. Blah, blah, blah. Episode ends. I would have to rate the season premiere of Being Mary Jane a 9 out of 10. I thought it was good. I definitely look forward to seeing this season, how this season is going to go. Who knows? Mary Jane and David might get back together. Mary Jane might be pregnant. Who knows? Let me know what you thought about this season premiere in the description box. In the comment box below. If you enjoyed this review of this episode, I will continue to do Mary Jane reviews every week. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, like me on Facebook at Gia's World, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Tumblr at Gia's World. Links are in the description box below. Deuces.